Kentucky Seed and Kentucky Partnership for Families and Children provide consultation and technical assistance to the 11 seed-funded regions. We also host an annual Early Childhood Family Conference for families with children between the age of birth to 5 that are receiving a state-funded service. We also employ 3 regional family contacts, one in Gateway, one that serves Bluegrass West and Bluegrass South, and one that serves Lincoln Trail. We provide these contacts to these regions to help organize and coordinate family efforts in those regions where there may not be a paid person through the local community health center as a family liaison. Through Kentucky Seed's work over the last few years, Kentucky Partnership for Families and Children has been represented on many early childhood committees and groups, such as Help Me Grow, Strengthening Families, First Steps, Community Early Childhood Councils, Community Collaborations for Children, Head Start groups, the Kentucky Seed Committee to the SEAC, and many more. We also host family events and offer mini grants to some of the seed-funded regions. Up until recently, KPFC employed family interviewers who provided the data collection for the Kentucky Seed National Evaluation. We're now hosting parent nurturing groups at select Central Kentucky Child Care Centers as a part of the new TTI grant, which is Transformation Transfer Initiative. KPFC also hosts the Access to Early Services Guide in print form, and we update that every 2 years. We also host it online. On the side there you can see that several partners help us with the family conference, as well as those partners and the partners listed below make the Access to Early Childhood Services Guide possible. Of course, our goal is to keep family-driven the focus of this new initiative. We want to emphasize and encourage family involvement with all systems providing services to children and families in order to strengthen the parent's role as an advocate and primary decision maker for their child's continued growth and development. The regions that have received Kentucky Seed funding are required to have an early childhood parent representative as a voting member on their REAC. We've also had a REAC that has made their regional family contact a voting member, which means that KPFC is a voting member on a REAC. The purpose of the Access Guide, as well as the purpose of our work with early childhood, is to help service providers and families refer young children to appropriate programs and community services that are designed to support families with children from the prenatal stage all the way through age 5. Yes, early childhood starts even prenatally. The vision is to improve this integration of medical, educational, social, emotional, and developmental services for families while emphasizing the need for family involvement and family-driven care. Some of the goals for early childhood are to improve the promotion, prevention, transition, and treatment for children and families by promoting early intervention, helping community partners make appropriate referrals, listing available resources and services, highlighting age requirements and age transition points, and emphasizing program collaboration and coordination so that these transitions can be seamless. We want to help all families know what services are available before their children are too old to receive those services anymore. Kentucky has a wealth of great early childhood services, and a lot of times our families find out about them and their child has already reached an age where they no longer qualify. We also want parents to know that their gut feeling is usually the right feeling, and if they feel like something's going on, it's best to have a screening done. It's best to talk to a provider, talk to another peer support about what you think might be going on, and get connected to some resources and find out how you can get services for your child and find out things before it's too late. And so we just want to keep this focus on early childhood, and we hope that our seed regions and the rest of the state continue to embrace the idea that if we start early and we put funding towards some of the early interventions, that we can keep kids from having to receive services through school age and into adulthood if we can get some of these services early, and that we can help families learn to advocate early on. And so if they do end up with, if the kids do end up receiving services when they're school age, that these families have the tools and the skills to appropriately advocate within the school system and within the transitional age for their children. And we just want to help young parents who have just begun this journey and who have these little ones. And we want to help these new grandparents and relatives that are getting young children placed with them, and help them to understand what services are available now that might not have been available when their children were of that age. And so I'm just very passionate about early childhood, and hope that if you have any questions, you'll be sure to let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you for your time.